take the map and drive the instructor inside the classroom and link it to the M step, then everything will move. You see it?
Ladies, third grade teachers, could you tell me, how do you think this professional development was for you today?
PD. It was productive. It was exciting. But we never leave Mr. Hurt advising.
Because the schools that I've worked with, the teachers I've worked with, their scores just go through the roof, because what I do is I talk about practical stuff that's practical. Because I'm a former teacher and also I'm a principal, so I'm gonna be telling you guys things that I know will work in your classroom.
For booking, please visit shurtschoolturnaroundspecialist.com.
Could you tell everybody, how did you enjoy the 2-day professional development?
I absolutely enjoyed it. It was phenomenal for the past 2 days. We had the opportunity to learn step by step how to.
I heard the school turnaround principal, and I am excited regarding the work that I'm doing. This past year, I was able to work with many districts all over the world, and we are going to the next level. Certain districts have been able to increase the report card grade from an F to a B, from a D to an A, and also we have gotten a couple of schools off the CSI list. Now, my next stage is I want to take schools and make them become National Blue Ribbon schools. So once again, if you would like to go to that next level, hey, just inbox me, reach out to me, and we can make it work. I'm excited. This work I'm doing is blessing schools all over the world. So if you want to be that next National Blue Ribbon school, hey, reach out and let's go ahead and do the work. And also with that, I got 2 dynamic books that I have that schools are picking up as we speak, and man, these are blessing your school. One is on school transformation, and the other one is on for parents and teachers and principals to come together as one for student success. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is Sean Hurt, your school turnaround principal, with my Saturday morning podcast. Come on in and hit that share button. We have another exciting episode. I'm doing part two. Part 2, when you promote the wrong person, you will lose your best people. So come on in, hit that share button. Give me about 2 minutes as I get all of my Facebook, LinkedIn people in, and I need you to let me know where you're coming from. Let me know where you're coming from, and bring your friend, bring your administrative team along. We're going to have another dynamic show on this morning. Come on in. I'm excited regarding this. You know, you said last week it was just an excellent PD last week, and then now we're going to do it again. Part two is going to be great. So give me a few seconds. I get all of my folks in. You know how that go. They just hurt. Where you at? I've been doing this for 2 years. You know where I'm at. But I want to make sure we get all of our people in and everybody's comfortable. I know it's Saturday and then we got a lot of people on vacation and driving around. But just stop what you're doing for a second and come on and join me. Come on and join me and holla at your boy. Holla at your boy and join me. Holla at me and just be part of this. We call ourselves the Super Saturday. Myself, we got Create and Educate at 10:30, Principal Kafele at 11. And then we have my good friend Josh Tarver on Sunday at 5. We renamed it. We call ourselves Super Saturday. And then on Sunday we got brother Josh Tarver. So I got about 30 more seconds before we get going. I got all of these, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter or X what they call it. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm just on all these platforms. Got to get this content out. The content got to get out. Yes, the content got to get out. All right. Stay with me. Show me some love. Stay with your boy. Give me that love. All right. I think I'm about set. Hold on. We got to get a few more platforms in, and then I'm gonna get my shots out, and we're gonna start to rock and roll. We're gonna rock and roll. We're gonna rock and roll. We definitely gonna rock and roll on this one. All right, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Once again, good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Sean Hurt, School Turnaround Principal, with your Saturday morning podcast. Let me fix my tie. I see my tie crooked. Saturday morning podcast. I want to say good morning to World Purposeful from Augusta, Georgia. Good morning, Dr. Jeter. Dr. Jeter from Illinois, my family in the house. Good morning, Terrell Lane from Houston. I'm going to be in Houston a couple more weeks at the Black Educators Conference. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Miss Cruz. Good morning to you, Miss September, Vance Daniels. Good morning to you, my good friend, Principal Fele, my mentor, my boy. Much love, much love. Good morning, Miss Marquita Simmons. Good morning, Donna Gatt. Just good morning. So let's go ahead and jump in. I need everybody to go ahead and hit that share button. Hit that share button. Let me know where you're coming from. We need to make this big. All right, let me get my captions off because I want to see everybody want to hide these captions and get back at it. All right. Good morning to Brother Bitten. Good morning to you. Once again, today we're going to talk about when you promote the wrong person, you will lose the best people. When you promote the wrong person, you're going to lose the best people. This is part 2. Last week, you had questions, you had comments. I answered every question, every comment, and you said we got to do part 2. So we're going to jump into part 2. But before we get started with part 2, you know what I like to do? I like to ask the question, what keeps you up at night as an educator? I'm going to go slow. Good morning, Miss Howard in the house. Much love to you, my good Miss Howard out of Ohio. Good morning to you. The question I want to ask, what keeps you up at night as an educator? I want you to put it in the chat. You know me, I'm going to start it off, but I want you to put it in the chat. What's keeping me up at night as an educator is this. I'm going to tell you what's keeping me up at night. What are schools doing with their end of the year data? What are schools doing? And when I say schools, it's my superintendents, assistant superintendents, and principals. What are you doing with your end of the year state and district data? What are you doing? You can't just put it in the corner and say, all right, I'm looking at it. Saw for 10 minutes, put it in the corner. Hopefully nobody will see. No, what are you really doing? Are you using this data to plan for the upcoming school year? That is keeping me up at night because once again, the work that I'm doing, I'm working with principals and school districts all over the world. And they're getting their data back in Michigan. In Michigan, you have got your preliminary state data back. Your district data has came back. What are you doing with that? So that's keeping me up at night. Could you please let me know what's keeping you up at night as an educator? Just put it in the chat box. We go back and forth. This is not your normal podcast. This I like to call it a POC. We learn from everybody. So just put it in the chat. What is keeping you up at night as an educator? All right. Next thing is that, what's happening in my world, what's going on. Well, this week was a very, I'm going to say a productive, positive week. This week, I was able to spend some time with Principal Johnson out of Detroit. That's where I got it started from, is that we were able to look at some data. I went to a school. We looked at data. We set goals for the upcoming school year. We talked about different things that we need to have in place in order to start the school year off right. So thank you, Principal Johnson, for allowing me to spend time with you. It was a good one-on-one. I love when I'm working with principals one-on-one because we could become very intimate. We could become just really roll up our sleeves and get to work. So thank you very much. Also, I did a virtual PD with Principal Nancy Kennedy out of Georgia. We did the same thing. Like I said, I know that it is July, the end of July. June, the end of June. We're in the end of June, beginning July. So now this data is coming back. So I'm working with folks. I was with her virtually. She had her state data back. We set goals for the end of the school year, for the upcoming school year. We looked at some of her kids, what needs to take place to increase these goals, and a whole 9 yards. So that was a blessing to work with her. I'm coming down there a couple more weeks to work with not only her, but also her leadership team. We're going to take this to the next level. We're going to take this to the next level. We're going to take it to the next level. Next couple of things, and just stay with me for 2 minutes. We're going to get into it. I'm gonna be doing a keynote. I'm gonna be the keynote speaker on July the 10th. It's gonna be a virtual conference, Literacy at Work, with Mrs. Matthews Calhoun, the CEO. I'm gonna be the keynote speaker, but there's a lot of schools out there that need strategies on how to improve literacy at the high school, middle school, and elementary level. You need to tune in to this conference. You need to go ahead and tune in. It's an all-day conference. If you would like to register, just go on my Facebook page. I have the flyer up, or inbox me and we'll get you going. But you need to be there. We're talking about reading. We're talking about strategies. She was on Principal Kafele's podcast last week and she tore it up. She gave strategies. She talked about her passion for literacy. We understand that if the kids cannot read, they're going to struggle in school and also in life. If the kids cannot read. So I don't care if they're 15 years old, we can still work with your child. We can still give them some of those basic tools, those fundamentals that they need to improve their reading. So make sure you go ahead and register for that conference. The other thing is that I will be at the Rock Conference. This is year 9. That's going to be July the 18th to the 21st. The Black Educators Rock Conference is going to be in Houston, Texas. We have some of the best speakers. I will be there. Principal Kafele will be doing an all-day session. Create and Educate, you name it. They will be there. So I'm going to need you to register. It's in Houston, Texas. It's going to be phenomenal. I am telling you. I've been to the last 8 conferences, and I love it. Yes, Miss Donna said, see you there. Yes. So if you can, please register. Go on my page. Go on a website. Register ASAP, and I'm telling you, you will enjoy yourself. All right. A couple other things is that someone said, "What's keeping you up at night? How to improve parental investments?" Okay, that's Mrs. Blanchard. Well, hey, I have a book. Every parent must read this. This is a book. It is. I just sent another 150 copies to a district last week. So districts are ordering in bulk. So if you want to improve parental involvement, if you are a parent and you say, hey, I'm a parent, auntie, grandparent, I need some strategies, you must get this book. Go on my website and get it. People are ordering it. School districts are ordering in bulk. They say, Hurt, I need 200 copies for the beginning of the school year to pass out during our open house, to pass out to all of the parents. You must get this, all right? And last thing is that make sure you subscribe to my YouTube page, materials and books. I got posts. I'm putting information out there for all educators to see, all educators to be part of. So make sure you go ahead and do that for me. All right. So let's go and get started. Hit that share button, everybody. Hit it. Give me some likes. We're about to go ahead and get started. We're going to talk about when you promote the wrong person, you will lose the best people. Last week, I did part 1. I'm not going to go over the things I talked about last week. Look at it, but we're going to jump in it. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because we are in the season that we are promoting people, we're hiring people, we're doing all of these things. And 25 years in education, and we're not just talking about education. We can talk about companies, Fortune 500 companies. We can talk about basketball teams, whatever it is. If you promote the wrong person, that means you promoted this person because he or she is your friend since high school. you owe that person a favor, whatever it is, you're going to lose your best people. The best people in your company, in your school, will eventually walk out because they see that things are not fair. The best people, your best teachers, your best principals, your best curriculum people in your district, they will stay. They will be faithful when they know and see that things are fair. If they are not fair, people will leave out. So you ask the question, well, why is all of our good people leaving out? The reason why they're leaving out is because you're putting people over them that they know that should not be promoted. You're putting people over them that come to work late, complain and murmur, don't get the job done. Scores are some of the bottom scores in your school and district. They do not have a good rapport with parents, all of these things, and they're getting promoted. So I'm going to talk about what type of effect it has on your school and district. Yes, I'm going to talk about it. Dr. Houston, good morning to you, Dr. Houston. So let's go ahead and get started. I stopped off with this. Community perception. Write it down, everybody. Community, this is so important. Community perception. When you promote the wrong person, you're letting the community, parents, students, and community members may question your leadership decision and lose confidence in the school or the district. When you put that wrong person in place, the community, the taxpayers, the people that sending their kids to your school will say, know what? I'm not feeling that principal, Mrs. Potato Plant. Mrs. Potato Plant, you know Mrs. Potato Plant. You know who you are. Why is Mrs. Potato Plant the principal of West Side School District? Why? Miss Potato Plant was a terrible assistant principal. She did not get along with everybody. She could care less about the teachers. She was mean. She divided the staff. So why is Mrs. Potato Plant the principal for the upcoming 2004 and 2005 school year? This is what the parents are saying. This is what the students will say. And this is what the community will say. But they will say it in a different way. They will say, you know what? I'm going to take my 8th grader out of this school and they're going to go to the school down the street because Miss Potato Plant should not be there. Oh, I know I am talking good. I know I'm talking good because I've seen it for many years. And then from there, that 8th grader, Raheem, is leaving out of your district, goes to another district. So now consequently, they're not in your district for the 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade. So 5 years, they're out of your district. And then on top of that, now you're talking about the financial burden. In Michigan, each child represents close to $10,000. Follow me very clear, everybody. Each child represents $10,000. So consequently, I'm losing $50,000 because you promoted Miss Potato Plant as the principal, and I'm taking my kid out, and that student and that money is going down the street to another district. This is what's taking place when you promote the wrong people. Yeah, we're going to dig deep into this. I'm going slow because you have to understand that. The other part, in addition to community perception, is your reputation. A pattern of poor promotions can harm the school district's reputation. So now you got 25 or 30 schools in your district, Ohio or Florida or wherever you're at. You promote these 2 or 3 principals or assistant superintendents that shouldn't be there. Now, not only will the community look at these 3 schools, but also the other 28 schools will get a bad reputation because they're going to lump everybody together. Your district will get a bad reputation, say they only promote people in the district that are unqualified, unfit to hold that title. Yes, Mr. Green, my good friend, Mr. Green, Anthony Green says, deep subject, let's go. Yes. And it's not only in education. Mr. Green is doing films. He does photography. We have conversations. He sees it on that end. When you put the wrong people in place, you're going to lose your best actors. You're going to lose people that's going to want to donate to the movie industry. You're going to lose all of these people because now the reputation is that you have a sloppy, horrible product out there because you got the person. See, this is the thing. The principal or if you're a CEO of Fortune 500, they are the face of the company. So now this is the face of your company. So if they know that the face should not be there, then I'm taking everything out. I'm gonna quit supporting that particular company, that particular district, or that particular school because that person should not be there. And sometimes what we have to do is that we have to, so the reason why we do this is this. Let me tell you the reason why we do this. Because we know the person is not good at what they do. So instead of letting that person go, we will move them in a different seat. We can't fire Mrs. Potato Plant because, she been with us for 15 years. So let's put her as a principal. Really? Let's put her as a coach. Let's put her over here. So if she wasn't good at this thing right here, we're going to promote her. That's what's taking place. Yes, Mike Walker said you're preaching the gospel. Yes, I know. And this is why I'm passionate about this. Hit that share button, likes. I'm passionate about this because we see it. It's going to happen on Monday. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It is going to happen. It is going to happen. Let me give you a quick testimony. About 2 weeks ago, I was asked to sit on an interview process, and we, for a particular position for a university, right? So they had this one position that was that they were hiring for, and they had 3 candidates, right? It was me and 2 other individuals. And we made and after we interviewed all 3 individuals, it was very clear that this one individual was the person for the position. Very clear. She had everything. She had resume looked good. She knew the position. She did her research, the whole 9 yards. So when they offered her the position, it was putting the right person, the right person in that position. This person will be over about, about 10 to 15 schools. But I know for a fact that this person is qualified to get this position. Now, if we would have did something different to put somebody that was not qualified for that position, because it was 2 other candidates, then now we put this person over 10 to 15 schools, it's going to be a hot mess. It's going to be terrible because we hired somebody that should not be in that position. So not only promoting, but also hiring somebody that's fit for that position. Yes, put it in the comments. Let's talk. Next one. Ooh, this is a tough one. I'm gonna stay on this. When you promote the wrong person, write it down. You will eventually lose your job. The person you promoted, you will eventually, not the person, you will eventually lose your job. Oh, Hurt, break that down, open that up, explain it to me. How will I lose my job when I promote the wrong person? Okay, putting the wrong person in place will backfire at the end of the day. It might not happen the first week, the month, first year, but it's going to backfire. Give it about a couple of years, it's going to backfire. You will have to cover for that person, and eventually your workload will increase. So if you are let me just explain it. If you are the assistant superintendent of your district and I hire a principal that shouldn't be there, or I hire a curriculum specialist. That should not be the curriculum specialist. Eventually, you're going to have to do their job. You're going to be over at that principal's school 2 to 3 times a week because teachers are going to be complaining, parents are going to be complaining. So you're going to have to go over there and put those fires out. Now, consequently, you're going to be spending more time putting fires out at that school. Then you're not going to be able to do your assistant superintendent job and duty. You're going to neglect the 35 to 36 other schools because you have to be there putting the fire out because you're the one that promoted that principal. So now, consequently, I'm really the principal, and my job title is assistant superintendent. So now, consequently, I'm not going to be able to do my job as assistant superintendent. You will eventually lose your job because the boss in front of you, the person that's over top of you, will say, hey, didn't you hire that person? Didn't you promote that person? Why am I getting all of these complaints? That's deep. I know, yes, that people don't realize that. I've seen it happen. You will eventually lose your job. You think you're doing a favor. You think you're trying to reconfigure some things, but at the end of the day, you will eventually lose your job. Principal Kafele say, "You talking good, my brother?" Yes, and hey, he knows it. He sees it all of the time. This is not rocket science. It's not nothing new. But we do not have these discussions. We're not talking about it. We're not bringing it to light. We're not pulling that superintendent to the side and say, do not promote this person because you want to just give that person a job. If that person was not good as a principal, why are you going to move that person to central office? Oh, well, the reason why I'm doing that, Brother Hurt, is because, I don't want that person to be over 800 students and 50 staff members. That school been failing for 6 years. Okay, I get that, but now you're gonna promote them to central office. So what are they gonna do at central office? Well, at central office, they don't got to deal with them. They'll just sit and answer emails and answer the phone. Come on, really? This is what we're doing. We're just putting people, just give them cushy jobs because they can't do the job that they was hired for. Don't do that. Don't do that. Come on, everybody put it in the chat. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right. Yeah, man. I got so much material. I got 3 more minutes. Stay with me. I told you I am on fire. I told you I couldn't sleep last night regarding this topic. The next thing that's going to happen, you done promoted the wrong person, your best people leave. The next thing that's going to happen, your test scores and enrollment will suffer. Your test scores will go down the tubes. Oh, Hurt, what you mean by that? Because if your best people are leaving out of your district, you got 15 teachers leaving out. They're not coming back to your district. They going to another district. I'm tired of this. Why are they promoting? I'm not going to sit up under Mrs. Potato Plant, and Mrs. Potato Plant don't know what she's doing. She don't know her left from her right. And she's coming to the classroom to observe me, to give me my end of year evaluation. She don't even know how to spell evaluation, and she over me. I'm going to leave, and I'm going to another situation, another job, another district that's going to treat me good, that I'm going to be up under some good supervision. I'm going to learn. I'm going to grow the whole 9 yards. All right. So now your best people leaving. Now you have the kids coming in August. So now you have people in front of those kids that cannot teach in the rural areas, the inner city areas. And now the kids are not learning. They fighting, they wilding out. It's crazy. It's chaotic in your school. And now the scores will go down the tubes. So now you look up after 2 or 3 years and you went from a B school and an A school to an F school. And not only that, once again, your enrollment will go down because the parents will say, I am not sending my kid to that school because the only thing they do is they wild out, they fight. Teachers don't care about the students. I'm not sending my kid there. They're going to another situation. And now enrollment is taking a dip. And we have to now lay teachers off, custodians off, principals off, secretaries off, athletic directors off because kids are leaving out of our district. We have 15,000 students in our district last year. Now we down to 13,000 because 2,000 students left out, and another 2,000 will be leaving out the year after that because we put the wrong person. We put the wrong person in a position that they should not be in. Man, I see it all of the time. So I'm gonna stop right there. It is 10:29. I need you to do me a favor. Just stay with me for 40 seconds. I need everybody to go over to support my sisters in education, Create and Educate at 10:30. The other thing is that please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube page. I want that to go to another level. I have content, okay? The third thing is that if you have not purchased my book, hey, listen, you got to pick it up. Pick it up from my website, shurtschoolturnaroundspecialist.com. Pick it up. So once again, thank you very much. This is a hot topic. I appreciate all of the support. Next week, I need you to bring a friend, bring somebody, and let's keep it going. Everybody have a blessed week. Enjoy themselves, and let's go ahead and support Create and Educate, Dr. Taylor and Dr. Houston. Take care. May God bless you.